Well, I have to say, I'm really delighted to get the opportunity to speak at a TED event like this. And I came over here as a backpacker 10 years ago. I didn't think I'd actually be standing up here and speaking to an audience of this caliber. Taking control is really all about being in charge of where you want your business to go. Look, before I start, you probably noticed I've got an Irish accent, right? Yeah, and sometimes it can be an advantage or a disadvantage. And just recently, the Irish accent was voted the sexiest accent in the world. So you've got an option. You can either understand me or think that I sound sexy. All right? Now, also, I'm very aware that the room is full of established business owners and savvy entrepreneurs, and I'm up here trying to speak of a business startup. But what I really want to emphasize is that when we're talking about business startup, it's all about taking an idea that we have and trying to make it to manifest into something real. So, and I've got a little methodology that I'd like to share with you on taking the manifestation of an idea and making it real. And there's three key areas to that methodology that I'd like to share with you, and it's vision, skills, and structure. So, and it can be really employed into any area or any personal endeavor. It just doesn't have to be business startup. So the first up is vision. To have a long-term, clear view of where you want to take your business. And three areas that I'd like to share with regards to vision are viability plus accountability equals sustainability. And if you can ask certain questions around those three, that little formula, you can come up with a really clear vision. For example, the viability is all about, is the product marketable? Can we sell it? Is it worth taking to market? Are customers going to buy it? And you probably need a bit of market research to find that out. And in my first business, the Taste Ireland business, my market research was very crude. And it involved raffling one of the packet of potato crisps that I imported over in a pub in Western Sydney at a football raffle. And I actually raffled it for $25. So I said to myself, I wasn't very good at maths, but I said to myself, if I can sell these for $25. You know, the Arabs get the oil and the Irish get the potatoes, so you have to make good with what you got. So anyway, so after that, I decided to bring over one pallet of these potato crisps, and I stored them in my bedroom, and I delivered them to Irish pubs at night. And that was my market research, and that was my thinking behind, is this business going to be viable? So the next point is accountability. And a good example of a large company that has changed their whole vision of the company is Gloria Jeans, who've actually realigned their vision in terms of accountability. They now have aligned themselves or partnered themselves with a company called Rainforest Alliance, which they vet out the way coffee should be produced in a sustainable way. And so not only is that an advantage for Gloria Jeans to market themselves now as a socially responsible company, but it also impacts their bottom line in a positive way, in that they don't have to use coffee brokers, which can take up to 15% commissions. So they have realigned their whole vision, their company vision, in terms of accountability. And the last point on that is sustainability. I mean, in a commercial venture, basically, is the business going to be profitable? To do the sums and work it out, when is it going to be profitable and how soon can it be profitable? Yeah. And just a little side note on that, I mean, action precedes clarity. So often we can sit down in our ivory towers thinking about these wonderful ideas that we'd like to come up with, but nothing happens, and we suffer from procrastination or perfectionism, and really get bogged down. And I think it's an idea to get the ball moving, to try and take some sort of action towards the end result. And I remember as a backpacker, and I was in Darling Harbour actually, and I said to myself, I'd love to represent 3 or 4 Irish companies here in Australia and stay here. I don't want to go back home. I like it here. And that's what I've done. And little things start to get into motion once I actually declared that. And I started working hard in construction from 12 hours a day to gather money to save for my first container to bring it over here, and then start the ball moving. So little things. So don't get bogged down in actually having this crystallized vision of your business that is going to be picture perfect, and actually take small steps towards it. It's all about taking control of your vision. Your own skills, knowing your own weaknesses can be your greatest strength. So what I mean by that is basically from an entrepreneur or business person, a business owner's point of view, if you actually know your weaknesses, you can then outsource, delegate, and hire those, so you can actually spend time, leverage your time a lot better working on your strengths, and your business will grow in relation to that. And one example of where this happened to me early on was that I was doing everything in the business. As the sole owner of the business, I was trying to manage everything, and I'm sure a lot of people in the room can be familiar with that you have to multitask and be a generalist and so forth. And I wasn't a control freak or anything, but it was just that I didn't have the money. I was bootstrapping at the time to actually try and grow this business up to something of value. And so I used to actually do the deliveries as well in Sydney. I used to deliver to the pubs and the shops and everything, and the marketing and you name it. And I actually lost my driver's license through speeding fines and parking fines. Not drinking, by the way. I'm a reformed Irishman. So the through parking fines and speeding tickets, I lost my driver's license. So I was forced to say to myself, right, well, how's this business going to run now? And I had no option but to actually hire a casual delivery person and outsource the delivery to couriers. And, thank God for the RTA that actually they lost my license. So the business is growing from that point. And now I'm proud to say that I don't do any deliveries, and it's all outsourced to courier companies. And that's really made a huge difference. What I will say on skills and strengths also, I think as a business owners and entrepreneurs, you really have to think about developing yourself as a leader more so than just have a set of skills that are transferable or learned. And a recent book that I read was Jim Morrison's 5 Insights to an Enduring Leader. And he talks about the 5 insights being things like courage and comfort with complexity and change, and passion and timing, and perspective and self-awareness. And these are the things that I think as a business owner you really need to think about, is developing yourself more as a leader than just having these transferable skills that can easily be replaced or duplicated. So it's all about taking control of your skill sets. Structure. There are different aspects to structure in business. From how you're going to set the business up. Is it going to be a partnership? Is it going to be a sole trader? And also, or is it going to be a trust, for example? And also in structures, we can talk about things like the business model. Is it going to be wholesale, retail, e-commerce, B2B, B2C, or a combination of all these things? And one thing in structure is a big thing in structure is the actual systems of your business and your processes of your business. And when I first heard of systems, I was going, what's that? I didn't know what a system was. Is it something to do with IT or something? And but now after reading Michael Gruber's book on the E-Myth, it really gave me a better awareness and understanding of how good systems can be, and how they can really leverage your business and to grow it to another level. And it can really give you the power then to work more on your business than in your business when you've got these things that are working. So everything from could be as simple as daily agenda, or a weekly meeting, or a monthly performance review, or whatever, or an operations manual, for example, that can really add systems to your business.